I'm Christy, and thanks for joining me with Create with Christy. And today we are going to be doing the burning flowers from fabric. We originally did this craft here at Groveport Town Hall, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and we actually did it for a Tuesdays at 1 program. Everyone really loved it, so I decided I'm going to go ahead and share it again with everyone today just because it was so well received. So hopefully at home everyone will like this as well. So let's get started with what you would need. For this, the organza fabric works really well, but I also found out if you don't have that, you can use like a silk. So this is that fabric. I don't know if you can really tell it. Kind of reminds me of like a sheer curtain kind of a feel to it. So I have that in purple, and then I have kind of like a silk fabric in purple and also like a lavender color. So that's 3 different color fabrics of purple, and I also have some white organza fabric and some lace that we're going to use, and some kind of lace like this that we're going to put in the center, and I'll show you guys with that. And at the end I do have some pearls that we're going to put on the inside of the flower, and at the end I have these little kind of like push pins, so you could push it like if you wanted to wear it in a jacket pocket or on top of your lapel, or whatever you want to do. You can put these on a magnet to put on your fridge, and again I have this that you can put on the back. So basically that's it. You're going to need some scissors, and you will need some templates. I have one that has actually a circle, and to that, if I remember correctly, it affects the way that you cut it, the way it's going to curl. So I have a circle, it looks like probably about a 3-inch circle, and then I did cut a flower pattern that I'm going to put on top. So this is going to be a fabric, it doesn't matter what color you guys choose. I'm going to use probably the dark purple, and then the flower of whatever color fabric you want will go next, and then you're going to layer it again with the circle is what I have chosen to do, and then again with a smaller flower, and again with the circle. That is going to be the steps of our flower. So get yourself a template however you like. I'm going to show you again: a circle, a flower that's a little bit, you guys kind of look, it's a little bit smaller than the circle, and then a flower, a circle, and I lost my other guy. Oh, here it is. Sorry. And another circle. So that's how we're going to do our flowers, petals. These are going to be called the petals. So get a template, make sure you cut it out. These are on cardstock, and then take whatever fabric you want, put it on top of there and trace around it, and then use your fabric scissors to cut it out. You might have to pin these in place like I did to cut around it. So I went ahead, and then like I said, this is my circle piece here. It's fine. When you cut this fabric out, the silky type fabric, it might want to start fraying. I don't know if you can tell on this end right here. It started to fray a little bit, but that's okay because once you burn it, it's going to come up anyway, so you won't actually see that. So once you cut all of your fabric pieces out, it's up to you what order you want to do it. I have a small little candle here. I'm going to go ahead and light it. And with this, you actually, of course, don't want to touch the fabric to the flame. Can you guys see that? Here we go. You don't want to touch the fabric to the flame. Obviously, it will burn. So you just want to get it close enough. Hopefully you guys can see this. Close enough that it's going to start shrinking. And the closer you get it to the flame of the fabric, it will curl differently. And again, this is, I mean, it really depends on the size that you want. So you can see it's starting to buckle a little bit. And depending on how strong your candle is, this is a little guy. This is one of these tea light candles. I don't know how much I don't know how much I want it to burn, to be honest with you. So I'll try to, you know, with everything else, just try it, and then so you can see how the fabric is starting to tucker a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then if you're not happy with it, just keep going around it. This is considered a larger template. The ones that I've done in the past, you can saw I pulled my hand away because I got a little burnt. Be careful with this. This is definitely probably not a good idea for small children and all abilities because it does burn. Okay, it's up to you how tight you want it to get. This was the original flower piece, and this is after it's been burnt. Hopefully you can see the little tucker parts. I'm going to leave that as is for now. And again, I'm using a larger flower piece than I probably would actually use if I was going to put it on something to wear. But that's my first piece. I'm going to put that on the bottom. And then I'm going to grab the sheer fabric, the pink, like the shimmer, or pink, my goodness, the purple shimmery fabric. And it's the same thing. Hopefully you guys can see. This, because it's so thin, is going to burn a lot quicker. And you want to keep it kind of away from the flame, but enough that it's going to pull in, because this will burn rather quick. And you don't just want it to burn, you want it to pull with the weight of it. And if you can see that, I hope you guys can see this on. And again, you don't want it to burn, you just want it to pull, and you just keep going around in a circle. If it does burn through, just put it back and it will reconnect. So that piece right there, you're going to take and you're going to put on the inside of the other piece. You know, I'm going to put maybe a lighter piece in between it. This right here is probably, I guess you guys can see it. I'm not a big fan of this type. I really wanted to have something a little bit noticeable as far as collar. And I couldn't quite find the fabric upstairs where we keep our supplies that I wanted to use. So I kind of had no choice but to use it. And I don't think it's going to show as well as I hoped. Let's give it a try. And you just kind of hold it in the center with your hand and you work around the candle flame. And you can see it actually burning. So I'm going to put that piece in between. So hopefully you can see that. Because I noticed when I put it on top, you couldn't really tell it. So now you can. You can see the white inside. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the lavender piece. And again, you don't want to put it in there where it's going to burn it, but close enough that it's going to make sure the fabric draws close. And hopefully you guys can see. Maybe if I hold it in my other hand, you guys can see it a little bit better as it pulls. I don't know how much I'd recommend, you know, holding it and doing it like that. I wish I had a little bit bigger of a wick, but this size candle is actually giving me a lot of control, which is good with something like this, because again, you just want to get it to the tip. And this might be a good piece to show. So it was completely flat, and if you can see it now, it's not actually brown, but it pulls it up and gathers it, and it has like a nice different color outside trim, and this is what makes your petal leaves. So I'm going to rethink mine. I think I'm going to do dark and then the light, so you can see it a little bit better, and then the white piece on top of it. I might not even use the white. So you can see the layering pieces. This is 3. And then I think I'm going to go with a smaller circle. And you just keep going around it again. Hold it between your 2 fingers and go around the flame until it pulls it. And it's up to you how many layers you want to go with. And when you want to stop it. So this actually fabric works really well, so you guys can see how it gathers. Now this piece only has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces in it, and I think I'm going to stop right there and not even do the final pieces like I thought. I was going to do another one of these, but I think I'm going to stop it. So to the center, I want to go ahead and I cut a little bit off of the dark purple lace here that I have, and it's just a little tiny piece. I'm not going to burn this. I actually have a glue gun, And I'm going to put a little piece in the center. To attach it. Before I glue all the layers together. Or if you wanted to, if you didn't want to glue the individual petals together, you could take some scissors and, not scissors, excuse me, you can take, I was thinking as I was plugging my gun in, you can take needle and thread and go through the bottom of it and then attach the pearl to the end. So that's basically it. You take your petals that you burned, stack them in the order that you like, and then put a petal, little tiny pearl in it is what I have. You can use gems, you can use whatever you want. You can glue all of the petals together, take a needle through to attach the pearl to it if that's what you're using, or you can glue it. But this is basically how it turns out once it's complete. And then this is the one that we actually put a push pin bottom on it so you can put it up. But they're really very pretty. I hope you guys can see all the layers. So you got the layers and you just tuck it in. And they're all curled around the outside edges. And in this one I have a little piece of white lace and then pearl. And this one, actually, I just glued the sections together. So they turn out really well. You can choose any different kind of fabrics you want to try. Just make sure, of course, you don't put the fabric directly into the flame. Just kind of spin it around as it pulls and gathers. Let me see these. You guys can probably make some beautiful flowers with scrap fabric at home. Send them to me at cduckworth.org and I'd be glad to check them out. Otherwise, have fun with your burning flowers. See you next week. Bye-bye.